In a recent conversation I had with ChatGPT, it gave me a lesson in ethics, or it presented an ethical dilemma, or a more correct statement would be to say that it reminded me at all times that I should be ethical as a marketer, specifically as an affiliate marketer when I'm promoting products. If I don't know these products to be good, then I should take the steps to make sure the content I'm creating is actually representing what the product can do and keep that at top of mind when I'm creating content. Now, you may remember this book from this video right here where I talked about hypnotic writing and I asked ChatGPT what it knows about hypnotic writing and specifically this book. Now there was a side conversation that was not presented in that video where I actually just from a clean slate or a brand new chat asked, do you know the book Hypnotic Writing by Joe Vitale or Vitale, always mess up his name. And it gave me some information. It said yes, but then it also presented this information, or it told me it's worth noting, however, that some of the techniques described in the book have been criticized as manipulative or unethical. So it's important to use them ethically and with the reader's best interest in mind. Of course, I said yes. Always keep the reader's best interest in mind and remain ethical at all times, because this is always my stance when I'm creating content for anything that I promote. ChatGPT came back and said, I completely agree. Ethical considerations are crucial in any form of communication, including writing. And then it also let me know that while the techniques taught in hypnotic writing can be powerful tools for effective communication, it's important to use them in a way that is honest, transparent, and respectful of the reader. As long as writers remain mindful of their readers' needs and interests, and use language and persuasion techniques in an ethical manner, they can produce compelling and effective writing that benefits both themselves and the reader. Now, I went on to focus in on using the book, and I asked ChatGPT, do you know chapter 46 from the book? Now, it did say that it doesn't really recognize chapters as such. And then I said, okay, the part of the book I'm referring to is hypnotic openings. Are you aware of that part and how to use the information in writing? It did come back and say, yes, I am familiar with that. And then it gave me some examples, and it also, again, gave me the reminder, remember to keep your reader's interests and needs in mind and use language in a way that is both effective and ethical. Effective and ethical, a great combination, and a good reminder from ChatGPT about this power tool that I have called hypnotic writing. Now, I asked it about the book inside of the chat. I started off with asking it what it knows about the book, and I wanted to have a different chat or open up a new chat and a clean slate and set the context of the chat to be about hypnotic writing or the principle of hypnotic writing, and maybe not so much about the book. If ChatGPT had been fed or had data about the book and people were critical of the book and or the author and not so much the concept of hypnotic writing. So I opened up ChatGPT and the chat looks like this. To set the context, not talk about the book, but just ask it, what do you know about hypnotic writing? ChatGPT comes back and says hypnotic writing refers to the use of language and storytelling techniques to create a hypnotic or trance-like state in the reader, allowing them to become more receptive to the ideas being presented. Now, it did mention the book that I have, obviously, because it is the book about hypnotic writing. And I'll highlight this piece where it says, while hypnotic writing can be a powerful tool for marketing and persuasion, it is important to use it ethically and responsibly. Again, the reminder here where ChatGPT is reminding me to use this power tool or this tactic or this technique of hypnotic writing ethically and responsible. Writers should always be transparent about their intentions and avoid using manipulative tactics to deceive or exploit their readers. Manipulative tactics. I almost got both of those words right. At some point, maybe I will. They are tongue twisters for me. So moving on with the conversation, can you cite references to the use of hypnotic writing in unethical ways? And it goes into a few of examples that you can see here about how hypnotic writing can and is used in unethical manners. It is important to note that these examples represent a misuse of hypnotic writing and are not representative of the ethical use of this writing technique. Hypnotic writing, like any tool, can be used for good or ill. Like any tool can be used for good or ill. Marketing in general can be used for good or ill because it is a manipulative art. depending on the intentions and values of the writer. But I wanted to move away from that and move on with getting examples of how to actually use hypnotic writing, of course, being ethical at all times. Give me an example of hypnotic writing versus non-hypnotic writing in a paragraph of a sales letter for a product about weight loss for women that have just given birth to their first child. Then it goes into some examples. Hypnotic writing was the first example, and then non-hypnotic writing was the second. Congratulations on your new bundle of joy. As a new mother, you know that your body has been through a lot and you're ready to get back to feeling like yourself again. That is hypnotic. It is opening up, and it is using the style and the tactic and the technique to really open up and speak directly to the person that you're targeting as a marketer. Whereas if you read the first two sentences of the non-hypnotic writing article or paragraph, if you've recently given birth, you know how hard it can be to lose those extra pounds. Between sleepless nights and endless feedings, finding time to exercise and eat right can feel impossible. Then it goes into the pitch for the weight loss product. Lays pretty flat, pretty bland. I think you can see the power here. And at this point, the hypnotic writing paragraph, I don't think that there's anything unethical or manipulative about that. It is literally just using the tactic of hypnotic writing to open up and speak to the people that we're going after, or presenting the problem and letting us then present the solution, specifically as an affiliate marketer, by reaching out to new mothers and saying, congratulations on your new bundle of joy. You've been through a lot. Are you ready to get back to feeling like yourself again? Now, back to the book Hypnotic Writing. Inside of this book, there's chapter 46. It's called Hypnotic Openings. I just dropped my bookmark, but I think you can see that. Hypnotic Openings. These will easily help you start writing almost without thinking. They're prompters, mind joggers, and brain stimuli. Just read them and then fill in the blank with whatever comes to mind. In this case, we're going to let the robot, ChatGPT, use whatever comes to its mind. And there are some examples here. So I wanted to use those examples here with you inside of ChatGPT. Also, on the next page in that chapter, there are some tips, or there is a very important tip that I think that you need to know or understand. The tip is use statements at the beginning of your writing that your prospects already know to be true. This creates trust right away. Trust leads to sales. Again, as an affiliate marketer, as a person that creates content to market products and solutions, we're saying, or the book is telling us, trust leads to sales and to getting people to do anything else you may want them to do. For example, or the example of using a statement that people already know as true is everyone knows. I'm going to show you a few examples inside of ChatGPT from hypnotic writing right now by using this prompt. Now I need you to rewrite the hypnotic writing paragraph and try each of these statements in order, but stop between paragraphs and ask, what do you think? Shall I continue? This is me giving input or instructions to ChatGPT to make sure that we do this in an orderly fashion, and it can be presented, I can read it, and we can stop and talk about it. I then say, if you understand, simply say yes, then I'll say good, and then it'll go on to the next one. And then you can see 3 of the examples I took from the book. ChatGPT said, yes, I understand. I respond good, just like I said I would in the input or in the prompt. And then it takes off and it says, picture yourself 5 years from now. You're playing with your child in the park, running, jumping, and laughing together. You have the energy and confidence to keep up with them, and you're proud of the strong, healthy body you built. But how did you get it here? But how did you get here? What steps did you take to make this vision a reality? This is an opening paragraph using hypnotic style, and it used the first prompt of picture yourself 5 years from now. The next prompt from the book was imagine what it would be like if, and ChatGPT came up, if you could fast forward to that future version of yourself and then look back at the present moment, would you be proud of the choices you made? Would you wish you had taken action sooner? You have the power to create that future starting now. And of course, as an affiliate or as a marketer, you would introduce the product or continue on with your content. Here I told it next again, and the next prompt up was, wouldn't it be amazing if you, and ChatGPT said, could transform your body, your health, and your confidence in just a few short weeks? Our revolutionary weight loss product is specifically designed to help new mothers like you shed those post-baby pounds and feel amazing in your own skin. I think you can see at this point the power of hypnotic writing and the suggestions from the book, and taking those suggestions from the book and combining those with the power of ChatGPT. Next up, I wanted to continue with the example from the book, and that example from the book was everyone knows, or this is the thing that everyone knows to be true. And that was the tip from the book to start with, or to open up with, as a hypnotic opening. So I fed that into ChatGPT, and then here are the 3 that it came up with. The first one being, everyone knows that new mothers face unique challenges when it comes to weight loss. Then it continues on with that paragraph. The next one up, it's no secret that losing weight after pregnancy can be tough. And then the third one, it's a fact of life that your body changes after pregnancy. All 3 openings are statements that people know to be true. Next up, the prompt to finish off this conversation and really dive into this idea or this reminder of ChatGPT: to remain ethical at all times. Great, thanks. At any time, do you think the content you created was not ethical or was manipulative? Ooh, I got manipulative right that time. If yes, please explain why. Then in ChatGPT reminds me, as an AI language model, I do not have the ability to judge the ethical or moral value of the content I produce. Good to know. It is up to the writer to ensure that their writing is truthful, transparent, and respectful of their audience's needs and rights. Hypnotic writing, like any other technique, can be used for good or ill. Depending on the intentions and the values of the writer, it is important to use the technique responsibly and ethically, avoiding any manipulative or deceitful tactics that could harm or deceive readers. I think I nailed manipulative and tactics that time. Hypnotic writing, there is nothing unethical. There is nothing wrong with using this power tool. There's nothing wrong with reading this book, which you should, understanding what and how hypnotic writing works and how it can make your writing effective and be effective and ethical at all times as a marketer, using both the lessons that are taught in this book as well as the content that ChatGPT can produce for you and help guide you to creating effective and ethical content. I hope this video and all the other content I'm creating on ChatGPT is useful to you. If it is, let me know how you're using ChatGPT in the comments. I look forward to reading those comments and replying. And if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.